Why did you come here?
I work with my uncle.
You scared of him?
Oh, he's the nicest man in the world.
The Osage.
Their time is over. We got to take back control of our home.
I was sent down from Washington, D.C. to see about these murders.
We have so many deaths, we've lost count.
There's just bad luck.
Seems more like an epidemic than bad luck to me.
Osage is dying by the enemy. Do not let them die alone.
Evil surrounds my heart.
You gotta pick a side.
I don't even know if you love me anymore.
Of course I love you.
And kill these men who killed my family.
Did your wife say who she was most afraid of?
Don't do something you're gonna regret for the rest of your life. I ain't got nothing but regret.
Welcome back to another movie review. I am Dylan Gable, and today I'm talking about Killers of the Flower Moon, released this weekend. Film is directed by Martin Scorsese and it stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone, Brendan Fraser, and among others. It tells the story of a tribe of Native Americans who find oil on their land, and eventually they get picked off one by one because of their wealth. And of course, there's an FBI investigation going on. And yeah, shit hits the fan. Okay, so what did I think of Killers of the Flower Moon? Well, this was my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year. And all I gotta say is, this movie did not disappoint. This movie is long as fuck, clocking in at 3.5 hours, but I loved every fucking second of this film. This movie is something else, man. Martin Scorsese never disappoints. Holy shit. This movie has a terrific screenplay. Just this unending sense of dread that just makes this movie all the more compelling. It is also one of the best acted films of the year. This movie was fucking phenomenal. Everything from the cinematography, the editing, the acting, the musical score, everything fucking works beautifully in Killers of the Flower Moon. For the whole 3.5 hours, I was never bored. This movie is paced terrifically. There is not a fucking moment in this film that I would like if I were the editor of this movie, I would remove nothing. This movie, it makes excellent use of its runtime. It doesn't even feel like 3.5 hours. It felt maybe at least 2 to 2.5. This movie moves by at a very, very tight pace. I never once felt that runtime, ever. And that's mainly because of, yes, the terrific editing, its awesome pace, and also the endlessly compelling story, and the absolutely powerhouse performances from all of the actors in this film. Leonardo DiCaprio and Lily Gladstone are the absolute standouts here. They both give terrific performances, and they work off each other well as the married couple in this film. Everything about this movie is just this movie's bleak, but it is also really fucking compelling. You really feel for the tribe that are getting murdered in this film. Like, there's all these atrocities happening to them, and this movie does not shy away from anything. This movie does not pull punches. There's some pretty graphic images in this film when it comes to violence, and you kind of need that to tell this story. Like, this movie really shows you the horror of the situation. It is absolutely mind-blowing. And yeah, Martin Scorsese really shows a lot of respect for the victims in this film. You could tell he wanted to tell this story, and he tells it perfectly. Like, you could tell this was a passion project for Martin Scorsese. He put his heart and soul into this film. I really hope this movie does not bomb at the box office. This movie needs to be seen. This movie is the best film of the year, in my opinion, and it is also the best film of the decade so far. I absolutely adored Killers of the Flower Moon. Everything. Oh yeah, Robert De Niro. Forgot to talk about Robert De Niro. He's excellent as always. Of course he's going to give an excellent performance, especially in a Martin Scorsese movie. Martin Scorsese and fucking Robert De Niro, they're a perfect pair. Same thing with him and Martin Scorsese. Same thing with him and Leonardo DiCaprio. Holy shit, I can't talk because this movie just excited me in all the best ways. I also got to talk about this movie's excellent production design. This movie takes place in the 1920s, and when you watch this film, you will definitely feel like you're in the 1920s. Everything from the buildings to the vehicles to the costume design, everything just lives and breathes the 1920s in this film. Martin Scorsese really knocked it out of the park when it came to the production design. I've never felt a Martin Scorsese film feel more authentic to its time period since at least Gangs of New York or The Aviator. It is that fucking stellar. I couldn't believe my eyes when I was watching this film, just how authentic it felt. Like, it almost feels like this movie could have came out in the 1920s if movies weren't censored as much and, were in color, fucking 16:9, and allowed violence and profanity and shit like that. It's very, very fucking well done, and everybody that was involved in this movie when it came to that production really deserves a pat in the back, and Martin Scorsese really also deserves a pat in the back for being what do you call it? Having a great attention to detail. This movie is absolutely wonderful in every sense of the word when it comes to that as well. This movie is phenomenal, and you should totally fucking see it. It's everything you should want out of a film. Killers of the Flower Moon is a perfect film, and I am absolutely giving it an A+. So what do you think of Killers of the Flower Moon? Comment below, let me know, and if you like my stuff, you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.